Well, hello there, Governor. Hello, good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever it is that you are checking in on this podcast. Welcome to Mari's Golden Hour. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. And yes, those were my crappy, feeble attempts at a British accent. And yes, I can do better, but that was me just flying in hot and giving it to you without any sort of practice at all whatsoever. So, yeah, let's start this off. I am recording this during the interview of the century between Oprah and Meghan and Harry. And so I was so close to being convinced to signing up for one of the streaming services just so I can watch it. But I decided to refrain because I did it just sheerly out of principle because I'm already paying for other services. You know, I have, the internet, the interwebs, and even a phone carrier and just all that stuff. And I feel that, you know, I'm paying for these things. I should be able to see the things that are supposed to be on basic network shows that are not cable for free. So I decided not to sign up for anything, even though there was I believe there was a free trial for something where you could watch it, but I just did not want to have to deal with canceling something after 2 days, 3 days, 30 days, whatever. I couldn't be bothered. And so I just figured that I will be kept abreast of any interesting or salacious materials that may arise from this particular interview. That, as I understand it, it's 2 hours. And I think I am recording this at roughly the halfway mark. So, anyway, if you are watching that right now, I hope you're enjoying it. If you already watched it and you're listening to this podcast after the fact, please fill me in. And I suspect that there will be plenty of recaps and reviews and reaction videos that will be posted all online for this particular interview. So I think cobbling all the various clips and things, I'll probably get a gist of the interview from beginning to finish. But yeah, it's just it would be nice to check out just from the little commentary that I am getting from a friend of mine that is all about watching this. And I don't know if I will be interrupted while I'm recording, but if you hear constant interruptions, that's what it is. So, anyway, I would check out the royal tea, as it were, but I decided just to make some tea and sip on that. And I did not do this on purpose, but I happened to choose English breakfast tea as my tea of choice for the day. I'm also trying to cut back on coffee. I feel like I've been drinking way too much of that lately, so I'm switching back into tea. I kind of do that every so often, just flip back and forth between the two. And I know there are some purists that say that you shouldn't have either, because even tea has caffeine and blah, 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 but I'm like, life is too short. And no, I'm not going to go all crazy on things, because having too much of any one thing is not necessarily good for one's body, but I am just going to enjoy whatever I ingest, be it Doritos, tea, pizza, coffee, all of it. I'm going to enjoy it. Crisco. All right, maybe not so much Crisco, but sometimes Crisco is hard to avoid if you are having other delicious pastries. So, as for the royal tea, I am not watching it, but I will check out various clips. Let's see, what else happened this week? Oh, I was reading a novel, and in that I came across a word I've never heard before, and I'm surprised that I haven't. The word is, are you ready? Somniferous. Yes, the word is somniferous. Mari, can you use that in a sentence? Why, yes, I can. While listening to a friend talk about themselves ad nauseum, I became somniferous. That is my sentence. And if you want to have the definition, I will say what my mom used to say to us kids all the time. Look it up. Somniferous. I've used it in a sentence. Look it up. But I liked it. I like that word, somniferous. I think I'm going to try to use that way more often. What else is going on? I still have yet to tackle my taxes. I know I need to do it. I'm dragging my feet on it because I need to use my laptop to access some things. And my laptop is cranky, and it is a senior citizen and works when it feels like. So, sadly, whenever I do try to boot it up, it takes a minute. And then if I deign to go online for something, that takes another minute. And then within whatever site I decided to check out, it might take a minute for that to load. And then to search within that site. And yeah, it's all of it is very time consuming. And I am in the process, in the mix as it were, trying to save up money so I can get another one. So, and even looking for a new laptop, that has become a job in and of itself because there are many things to choose from out there. And I've filtered different things just to narrow it all down. And of course, what I'm looking at, it's kind of expensive because once you add in all the extras and things that they don't necessarily provide, you're looking at spending a bit of a pretty penny. So, anyway, taxes, yay. But I don't know, I feel like if I keep talking about it, I will get off my tuchus and stop dragging butt and just do it. That and a long list of other things. Sundays, I think I'm going to make them my brunch days because I feel like the past few Sundays have been that. I don't know what it is about that. And it's not necessarily on a Saturday, but Sunday, I am prone to making brunch or brunchy things. So I think that might be my new thing, just a Sunday brunch day. And using that day to obviously make brunch, but just to slow down and have that time to do it. What else do I want to share with you? Oh, I know I had to have talked about Amber Ruffin before. She is one of the brilliant writers that I think she still writes on Seth Meyers' show, his talk show. And she, this fall, got a show of her own that is on the Peacock channel, which I didn't know Peacock channel was a thing until her show came about. And then they decided, they realized, I don't know if it's the error of their ways or realized that we'll get more eyeballs on this if we make it available to YouTube. And so that's what they've done. And just watch any of her clips, and it is definitely entertaining, if not hilariously funny. And watching this particular episode, which is, I think it's titled Dr. Seuss Canceled, and I can't remember what else is there, but if you just did a YouTube search for Amber Ruffin, Dr. Seuss Canceled, the clip that I'm talking about will show up. I don't want to talk too much about it because I don't want to spoil any of the jokes, but it is hilarious through and through. And I just feel like she's in my head somehow, or the random thoughts that I tend to have that I will share on this podcast, she does that on her show. Or she'll bring up points on her show, and I'm like, yes, I am proven right yet again. And I have video confirmation of this, that this talk show host, who does not know who I am, has just confirmed. Also, I noticed that I feel like if you want to have anything explained as far as Black history or understanding the Black struggle, she does it in a way that it's smart, it's funny, witty, all of that. It can be biting, and it is just setting you straight on a lot of things. And I think I have yet to expand this question out to those that I know, but I suspect that people who are of the Caucasian persuasion, they actually are able to easily absorb, digest, and marinate the information that she dispenses without getting feathers ruffled or feeling defensive about it. And I think if they do feel defensive on it, even when she's talking about something, she kind of calls them on it, and they really don't have too much to respond back to it if they do have feathers ruffled. So, because it makes sense. Yeah, so there we go. A random thought I was having today while I was making brunchy things is I was wondering if white males, if they've somehow gotten on the bandwagon of bashing white females. And I don't want to say bashing, but you know how it's very common for anybody and everybody, doesn't matter what their ethnicity is, they can be white males as well, and bashing other white women, and even white women bashing other white women. That is a thing. Much like with Def Comedy Jam, the Black comedians would always rag on any white person that they saw in the audience, which personally, that always made me cringe, and I felt like that was just very lazy comedy and very lazy comedian work to do, because I feel like if you're funny, you don't necessarily need to do that, or it can be done in a very funny way. But more often than not, it's hey, let's single out this one white person that's in the Black audience and make them feel uncomfortable, whether it's funny or not. And, or if they pick on somebody and just, go on about how ugly they are. And I get picking on somebody or singling somebody out in the audience if they're heckling, but if they're sitting there, they've paid good money to attend a show, and then you're singling them out and being mean, and it's not something that's in a fun, jokey way, that's not cool. And again, it's just, I feel like that's just very lazy joke telling. But anyway, so I don't know, I just wondered if white guys are getting on board with, white women, they do this, and they're always mad about this, if that's become the new, fad joke to tell, or I should say a hacky sort of joke to tell. And, because white males, I wonder, because maybe some of them have been feeling threatened because their status quo has been shaken in the past few years. And so they'll hop on this thing of, let's get on the, white women, you know what white women do, or you know what bothers me about white women, and doing that in order to deflect some of the scrutiny and all of the scrutiny that they've been under for the past few years. So, I don't know. I was just thinking about that today. Let's see. I have still been doing my love for 9 Inch Nails. The past couple days I've been getting into them yet again and just listening to several tracks, of course. But most recently, I was listening and semi-watching a video of their Hesitation Marks live DVD. And it's just, I love. And I have yet, even in the quote-unquote newish stuff, I've yet to hear a bad 9 Inch Nails song. Ever. Even with the moody, atmospheric music, haven't heard a single bad track. there's good, I mean, all right, there are some that are like you love more than others. At least I do. Some I just, I love this, and I'll listen to it over and over and over again. And then there's other tracks that's like, I can listen to it, and it's a good track. Like, I don't hate it or think that it sucks, but it's not like my favorite, the one that really moves my soul. But, yeah, it's just not a bad track. Let's see, other TV watching things. There is, but I'll save that one for the end, so I will mention it. But, so my music recommendations, or at least the music that I've been listening to during the week, the music that has stood out to me during the week, aside from anything and everything 9 Inch Nails. I think I mentioned these songs before for the last podcast, but Freeway of Love, Aretha Franklin. Oh, and by the way, some of these songs are going to be new, some are old, ranging from like early Motown days on up in, like the 80s or 90s to today. Freeway of Love, Aretha Franklin. Something's Got a Hold of Me, Etta James. I don't know why that one popped up on my radar, but I was just like, yeah, feeling, I like, that's one of the songs it's a favorite. I have a lot of favorite songs, but let's put it this way. That one always gets me going and moving. And if you look at the video, it's like, you know what? So, I think there's a video that's on YouTube, and I think it's in black and white. Or is it in color? No, it's in color, I think. Now I can't remember, but regardless. And I think Buddy Guy is also performing on this particular set too. And, or wait a minute, maybe I'm confusing her with Sister Rosetta Tharpe, and Buddy Guy performing with Sister Rosetta, not Etta James. Okay, but anyway. So she comes out and she's wearing this sweater that it's like, and she brings out her purse, sets her purse down on the stool, and comes up to the mic and just lays into people. Like, and actually, no, I don't even want to say that. She eases them in. And I remember people were commenting on the sweater, and I'm like, no, I think the sweater just gives the white audience a false sense of security and lulls them in, and then she hits them with this wall of sound. And I am there for it, through and through. What's the other one? Oh, Ooh Child, by the 5 Stair Steps. The one that's, I don't want to sing it because my voice is all scratchy right now, but it's, Ooh Child, things are gonna get easier. Yeah, that was a combination of me trying to sing and also about ready to veer into Cartman territory. But that song stood out because it never gets old. As long ago as that song was recorded, it doesn't get old, and it has this feel of hope and being hopeful. And you know what? It'll be okay. It'll be all right. Sun's gonna rise, and we will be okay. So, I think. And when I heard it this week, and I don't know if I was feeling like a little weepy and low or sad, but it kind of gave me hope. It made me weep a little bit, even just, hearing the song, but it made me feel better. Love and Affection by Joan Armatrading. That's Armatrading. Check that one out and check her out. I feel like that's one of those songs that's like music history. It's just, yeah. Just check it out. I'm a Man, Steve Winwood. When I think of that song, I feel like something was going on at a moment in time when I heard that song. But it was cool. I think it was just something along the lines of like a cool festival feeling and being out with a bunch of people. And that song is just blaring and going and people are jamming. That's the feeling I get from that. But I'm not recalling any one particular memory, but that's how that song makes me feel. Let's see, what else? Trick to Happy, Bahamas. That's a new one. Just check it out and listen to it. It's kind of nice. I like it. Trick to Happy. Like, there is a trick to being happy. So, Trick to Happy. 68 Guns, The Alarm. Just a classic, because it's The Alarm. You Haven't Done Nothing by Stevie Wonder. I don't even know if I need to comment on it, because it's that song, and it's Stevie Wonder. Frontier Psychiatrist by the Avalanches. This one is not a new one. I think it's definitely one of their earlier cuts, but I just can't remember, like, where in the discog it falls, but it's not new. And it sounds, as the title states, Frontier Psychiatrist. Take a listen to that and you'll know what I'm talking about. Kiss Them For Me, Susie and the Banshees. Susie and the Banshees, I just love, 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 so much love. Like Susie Sue, and then like the Susie Sue and the Banshee era, like all the eras of Susie Sue, love it. And just the feeling, the vibe, just memories that are evoked from certain songs of hers and the band. But anyway, this one, Kiss Them For Me, this is not a new song, of course, or I should say, of course, for those who are aware of who Susie is and the Banshees and this song. But listening to it, like, with a good sound system is just glorious and beautiful. And so Susie, and memories, so many memories bubble up with this. Whether it is dancing or being at a club, and actually a show, like a dance, a very theatrical show that I saw that reminds me of this. And actually the particular episode, I think it was about the Mata Hari, and it just, I don't know, that song, when I saw that performance piece, Susie Sue and the Banshees kind of reminded me of it, because Susie Sue, if you're familiar, but actually, even if you're not, please look her up. Her eye makeup is very, like, Art Deco. Yeah, very Art Deco, very Egyptian, very just flippin' cool. And last song, Wedding Bells Blues by Laura Nyro. And that's Nyro. That particular song, it stands out for me because I recall my mom singing it, and there isn't any one particular memory about that, and I don't know if that was one of her favorite songs, but I know that Mom would sing it, and I think it might have been one of her favorites, because she would always try to, like, belt it in a very high voice, and might not have been on key, but, I mean, it wasn't bad. But yeah, I can hear it clear as day. My mom singing along to that one. And, I am going to wrap this up shortly, but before I do, just putting in a bit of a plug for Thursday, March 11th, 6 p.m., I believe that's 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, on the GSN, that is the Gummy Bear Sausages Nitrogen GSN channel. It is Season 1, Episode 39. Be on the lookout for a particular cameo made by a certain yours truly. Check that out. And that is about all I will say about that until the next podcast. So again, please check out People Puzzler on the GSN channel Thursday, March 11th at 6 p.m. 6 p.m. Pacific time, wherever you get the GSN channel or wherever you can find People Puzzler. So with that, I will bid you adieu, a bientôt, and Auf Wiedersehen, and enjoy your golden hour or enjoy watching the interview with Oprah, Meghan, and Harry. And yeah, go out there and be safe. I know a lot of mandates have lifted, but that still doesn't mean that we are 100% out of the deep water, or in the clear, as it were. So please be safe, be aware, be kind to one another and yourself. Have your golden hour enjoyment for the week.